Hello. Before we start making our lovely Christmas card, I'm going to show you some of the things I used to make it. And to begin with, it's the background. I really am keen on showing you this because, as usual, I create from scratch like this. I used inks and acrylic paints to make this. Didn't matter if I didn't cover the whole thing, because afterward I scan it to get this. It's quite flat, but if you want it nice and shiny, you can print onto semi-gloss paper. Quite a different result to this, but this is lovely for our embossing folders and our backs for our cards. Here's one, and it's this look I would like to show you for our card today. From this, always keep the backgrounds. They come so in handy and you can edit them in so many ways on your computer. We're also going to be using some snowflakes, a tag, some embossing powders for our snowman and our little snowflake. You're going to want some gold ribbon to make our little bow. You can use any colour. I just think gold goes so pretty with the rest of the golds I used. For my holly, I'm going to be cutting it with this lovely little holly die, using some gold pearlescent card and some navy blue. I used the blue in the background underneath and overlaid with some gold. I also used the gold pearlescent to create my snowflake. And this one here I used embossing powders. So how about we get started making this very pretty card. And there's my other option. I use stamps for these. I like to get two. Take my fold off. Stamps. One gives us a filled body, and one gives us some lovely writing with an unfilled body. Quite pretty cards, don't you agree? And today we're going to make them together. To begin with, I'd like to show you how I made this background. I'm going to use this, as I've already shown you how I made this with my original, and I'm going to use my die. You don't have to use this die. Mine measures in at 15 centimetres long and 10 centimetres going across. You can just cut this, you don't need the die. And I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And there we have it. Now I'm ready to take it through my embossing folder. One of my favourite ones for Christmassy. Such a nice pattern in the background, look. Nice resin here. Tads of gold from the old gold in here. So it's nice sometimes just to leave it for that special effect. And we're going to do that now. We'll run it through. See how pretty that background is? One part ready. Next, I think we should do our tag. Ready to, I like to get everything ready before we actually put it all onto our card. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I'm using this really large tag. And I'm going to be using 250 GSM card to make this. So let me grab a little piece of card of 250 GS. Go. Already. I'm going to cut this out now. There. And now I want to make it look like that. Using one of our stamps over here. Just going to quickly grab my stamping station. Here's my tag all ready to do our embossing. Now these magnets do come in handy, but don't always hold your card in place. Sometimes I will use a little tiny piece of masking tape just to guarantee it stays in place. Apply that bit, take away a bit of the stick, and just not really sticking it onto the card. It's more on the sides, just to give it that little bit extra stick. Now then, we're doing this one. Looking like that as much as I can. I'm going to place it because if I remember right, it doesn't quite fit in. So I think I'm happy with that. Give it a push down. Make sure it's in place. Someone a bit better. Now this is where you're going to want your embossing stamp pad. Nice and sticky. And give it a good dabbing. A nice good dab all over. I think that's sticky enough. I hope so. And give it a good little dab. Give it a little push. I think I'm happy enough with that. Now for my next part I will always place a little piece of paper underneath. And let's close this up and do it on top. I love this stuff. It can bring your pieces of quilt so much to life, can't it? Make sure you covered your piece nicely. Not quite happy enough with that there. I don't think it did with my last one actually. Let me fold this up. I think that's why I used the snowflake. Not every one of your stamps does give you the greatest of coverage, but you can always work around it. Giving it a little tap here and there. Yeah, it's quite thin actually with the powder. Let's see how it turns out. Give it a second to warm up. bit weak. Not that keen on it. So you know what? I'm going to redo it. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. So this one is getting redone. Give it slightly more of a push this time. That looks like it's got a little bit more on it. What am I doing? Didn't even put paper underneath. Yeah, need that, don't I? Much better. Already happier with it. I'm just going to emboss that now. And there. I'm glad I've redone it now. Still got my little snowflake to do. So let's get that one done. And I cut this also with a 250 GSM piece of card, just to make it stiff. See if I can find a piece nearby, but having to get more out. And I'm going to cut a piece out of this to make our snowflake. And there we have it. Now I'm also going to want to give this a bit of a sparkle with some embossing. Just give that a little stamp. It's nice and sticky. I also want it gold. Let's hope I don't have to do this twice. Nope, I'm happy with that. From the front of our card. Put this little bit away now. I've still got to cut my snowflake here and my holly. So I'm going to cut the gold first. Cut them both together, I might as well. It's on the magnet, isn't it? So I want one gold snowflake, one gold piece of holly. And I'm going to go and quickly cut them now. And quickly move this. And here's my holly, my snowflake. And I still want one dark blue with the holly. So I'll just quickly do that one. And there we have it. So now I'll be able to overlay them like that for the corner. Now my bow I'm going to make just before. So how about we start putting this little bit together? And before we do that, we don't think we should cut the card. For my card, I'm using what I usually use. 300 GSM white linen. Slightly textured. Absolutely great for making cards, excuse me. So let's begin with making it into our card. Now for this card, here we're going to want it at a 17, so because this is 15, and yeah, it is a 17, isn't it? Yeah, 17 by 12. This is 15 by 10, I think, then you know. Yep, so it's just 2 centimetres either way larger. So let's begin with putting our fold in. Don't have to use your scorer. I've always preferred to use a scorer. Not quite so straight-handed, etc. as I've got older. And give it a fold. I always give it a cut afterwards. And I use my little blade for that. Crafting blade. Now I have it in half. I'm ready to cut it. I'm going to do that now. Now I've cut the card, we can start decorating it. Let's start with adding our backing. I'm going to use double-sided sticky tape to add this. I'm just going to quickly put this to the side and get my double-sided tape. It's all over there, covered in embossing powder. I don't know about you, but I struggle to keep that off things when I start playing with it. I get it on everything. Quite a messy artist, to be fair. Yeah, quite simple. Let's add one down the middle, just to give it a little bit of firmer touch on the card. Strip that off quickly. So if you could be a fly on the wall, you'd see paper all over me, around me at the moment, all over the floor, all over the desk. I sort of just tidy up at the end. No, we haven't. Doesn't really matter which way we put this on. Just try and do it equally, straight as you can. A little bit lower. I think that works out about right. Obviously. Step 1. Next we want to do the same sort of thing, but with our tag. I'm going to turn it over. Use a bit of double-sided sticky tape. Where's the end gone? There it is. Got my little doggy snoring away over there. My little Coco. I'm going to stick one down the middle. In fact, I actually want to do it down the end too, and keep it firm, and go right across. That'll do. I think that will hold our tag down. Same again, strip it off the top. Like that. Now I want mine going across. There you go, that look quite like that, don't they? Now we're just going to give it a little decorating. Holly first or snowflake? Let's do the snowflake. Now I use a little bit of glue for this. A little bit transparent PVA glue. Now usually when I do this, so I don't have loads leaking through the sides, I'll give it a quick little dab with a piece of loo roll tissue paper, like so. Then stick it down. Nice. Nice and neat, none leaking over the front. Now I want to lay the holly down. Similar thing. Just come down the middle with this. A little bit down the stem. Won't need the tissue dab for this. So we're going to come across the end like that. And then I'm going to repeat the process with my gold. This one will go slightly over the top of the blue. I will use the tissue because you don't spoil in the gold pearlescent card on the front. Just give it a little dab. That's it. So, don't need to go mad with it. I'm going to let it almost over the top. You can shift some. I don't like that glue shine residue at the end. So I do like to try and make sure that's none of that is seen for the end of it. Now what's our little embossed card, snowflake here. A couple of little touches of glue. Now I placed this snowflake here because his nose didn't come out right. You don't actually have to place it there, you could put it anywhere on your card. But I quite like it there. So I'm going to put this one there too, but you can see his nose a little bit on this one. See? You give it a little bit of a push down. Don't think I put any glue on the back of that bit. Let's see if I can make this bow. Not very good. Can't quite remember how I did it now. Don't ask me to do that in slow mode. And it's a little bit bigger than I would have liked. But it would do. You can actually buy your bows or go on YouTube and find someone who can make a good bow. But this one, it isn't too bad. Now to stick it on, I'm actually going to use my glue gun. Stick it here. Let's just quickly plug that in. Now hopefully this is warmed up enough. Yes. I'm going to very quickly stick my bow to it. And last but not least, a pearl. Now this gem didn't self-adhesive, but not always does it work with that. A little bit of glue from the gun. And there we have it. One card. You could add a few gems. This looks quite nice with a bigger bow actually. And remember, you could make it where it has a white background rather than a gold. Well, thank you for watching. I've thoroughly enjoyed making this card with you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, bye.